How do you guys like my outfit? Yeah. So when I got diagnosed with PTSD, I started wondering, how do you build stronger relationships when you're terrified to leave the house? And in my research, I found that if you wear bright colors, people remember you and people like you. So here I am, with my big bright pink on. What do you think?
All right.
So also in my research, I found that to be authentic means to give up fear and guilt and shame. To be authentic allows you to connect with people. So right now, I want you guys to start thinking about what is your most embarrassing moment. And I'm not talking about, 5th grade swimming pool, oops, I lost my top, no. I'm talking about really, really embarrassing moment. Go ahead, think about it. Something you're like, I'm never gonna share this with anyone. I'm gonna take this to my grave. Now, is there anyone here, raise your hand, that'd like to come up here and share that story? Nope. I wonder why. Probably because you're thinking, this is too shameful. I'm scared. People aren't gonna like me after they hear this story. But remember, if you can be your authentic self, if you let go of fear, guilt, and shame, you connect with people. So I'm gonna share a little story with you, all right? This is my most embarrassing story, I promise. So I had this fear of leaving the house. This was after 3 tours and major surgery, and I didn't really want to go anywhere or talk to anybody, but like I said, I've been researching what to do to get over this PTSD thing. And so another thing was just get out there, go do something. Put yourself in the place where you're most afraid. So my 18-year-old son and I decided we would take a trip to New York City. Big city, right? Lots of people, lots of crowds, lots of lights. This is what we call immersion people. So go to New York, we stay in a little hotel, everything is beautiful, and we decide we're gonna go and get the authentic New York slice of pizza. So about 1 block away, we find a pizza joint. And we're all excited, we go in there, we order our pizza, and the guy says, do you want something to drink? And I said, sure. Do you have any juice? How about a kale smoothie? Something with that's cayenne pepper in it or something? No, this is New York. No, we got soda. I was like, oh, well, I don't drink soda. What about some Voss water, maybe? Some Avion? No, we got tap. Oh, well, I don't drink tap water, so okay, just give me a Sprite. So I get my slice of pizza and I got Sprite. And it's a huge slice, and I'm pulling it out like this, and the cheese is just going to the length of my arm, and it is so tasty, and I sip on some Sprite. Now, I haven't had soda in years, okay? So I'm sipping that Sprite, and I'm eating that greasy cheese pizza, and all of a sudden, I'm sick. I'm real sick. And I look at my son, I'm like, I think I gotta throw up. He's like, Mom, not in the restaurant, please. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to pull myself together. I run outside the restaurant. I'm looking for a place to just let it go without being too embarrassing, right? There's nothing. There's a trash can right on the corner. I'm grabbing the trash can, gripping it with 2 hands. I just let it go. Let's let it go. And that again, and again, and again. And there's about 3 or 4 guys that are right on the corner selling some souvenirs and things like that. And I'm looking at my son. I can see him through the glass window, and he's just chomping his pizza, bobbing his head, just cool as he can be. And I'm like, argh. And I'm looking, I'm like, hell, I've been out here 10 minutes. When is this kid gonna turn around? Nothing. He's just sitting there. I can see him, head cocked back, cheese, grease running all down his hand. What? Nobody comes to help me. I can't speak, I can't move, my stomach is like in knots. It was like I was giving birth again. And so my stomach starts contracting, and oh my God, my bladder. This is the embarrassing part. Yeah, gone. And of course, what color was I wearing? bright pink. Bright pink. I'm on the corner of New York City, wearing bright pink pants, and my bladder has just said, forget you. And so I said, you know what, Lord? You must be trying to tell me something. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're trying to tell me I need to leave my son right here in New York and get on a plane and go home. Still nothing. He doesn't come out, nothing. And so I hear one of the little guys at the selling his souvenirs. He said, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, no! And I just grab myself together and I make a run for it to the hotel, which is, like I said, about a block away. Get to the hotel, I walk in, it's crowded. People to my left, people to my right. I'm like punching on the elevator door, like, come on, open, open. Guess what? I forgot my key. I'm standing in the hotel lobby, pants all wet, looking a hot mess. Can't go in my room. Then I turn around, here's my son. Hey, Mom. Oh, where the heck were you? Wait a minute. I don't know where you went. Like, are you kidding me right now? I was out there embarrassing myself for like 20 minutes and you just sashay up to the door. Oh yeah, I got a key. Okay, thanks, right? So, long story short, made up to the room, I changed, but I know I'm on somebody's YouTube video right now. I know I am. But that's my most embarrassing story. So, do we feel more connected? I'm just wondering. My research said we were going to be more connected now. So, I just want to know, okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and start. So like I said, I was diagnosed with PTSD, and after 3 tours in Iraq and an abusive marriage, I found myself in a used bookstore purchasing a $2 copy of The Poor Man's Guide to Murder. I'm not about to tell you how to kill your husband, ladies, but I do know how. So, I was kind of like Sophia in The Color Purple, like, you told Harpo to eat me. I had just had enough, right? I was done. I was gonna hurt him the way he hurt me. So I was sitting on my bed. I had read that little pamphlet cover to cover, and I came up with found this recipe for a concoction, poison, right? Now, the next day, we had a organizational day. Do you guys remember that? Anybody still have organizational day in the military? Yeah, okay, so we had organizational day. It's mandatory fun day, okay. So it's like a picnic and, sodas and that sort of thing. So I decided I was gonna make this concoction. I was going to put it in his drink, and then I was gonna drive off like nothing happened. That was my plan. So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of replaying this thing in my head over and over again. How am I gonna pull this off? And someone on my TV says, I know you wanna kill him. What? Who is it? Show your face. I'm looking at the TV, it's Joyce Meyer. And she says, God said, I know you want to kill him. I'm like, okay, God, I'm listening. Wide awake now. But you don't have to. You have a mission. You have a purpose. And so at that point, I decided I'm going to change me. I'm going to change my life. And I came up with 3 very, very easy steps to do that. First, you get up, then you get dressed, then you get out. Very simple, right? First you get up, then you get dressed, then you get out. And those were the 3 steps that really saved my life and my ex-husband's. Yeah, he's still kicking today. So before I go any further, there's 3 things that we must agree on. Number 1, we've got to agree that there's nothing in this world that is a coincidence. Everything that happens to you happens for a reason, okay? Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Great. The second thing we must agree on is that the world will conspire to give you whatever it is that you ask of it. the world, God, whomever you pray to, will do whatever it is that you ask. Okay? Can we agree on that? The world conspire to make you happy, rich, whatever, if you just keep asking for it. Now, the final thing that we must agree on is that we're all crazy. Can we all agree that we're all crazy? Everybody, we all got some issues. It's not a competition, people. We're all a little crazy, right? So once we've agreed on those three things, then we can really jump into get up, get dressed, and get out. So there I was. It was just a regular night with my ex-husband, fighting again, fighting and fighting and fighting. And this time I had made in my mind, yes, I'm going to leave. I'm going to throw my suitcase down on the floor. I'm going to start putting some clothes in it. And we're yelling back and forth. And my son, at the time, was 6 months old. And he's crying. He's just screaming at the top of his little baby lungs. And my ex-husband picks him up and throws him into the suitcase. Take this whiny-ass baby with you. What? That's when I found out what drive is. Motivation. So I had endured this abuse for about a year. And then when he touched my son, I was like, oh no, get the knife. Get the knife. I put that knife to his throat and I said, look here. This will be the last time you touch me or my son. One more step, and this knife will be saying hello to the back of your neck. And I was serious. So get up means find your drive, whatever motivates you. And don't wait till it's something as serious as putting a knife to someone's throat. Find your drive now. What makes you get up in the morning? Today, my drive is that I will change the life of someone with PTSD. Today, I have a drive that maybe some words that I say will reach someone and they won't feel like suicide is the only option. So every morning when I pop my eyes open at 4 a.m., I have a conversation with God. 4 a.m., I call this my error 404. Instead of page not found, it's sleep not found. I can't sleep past 4:04 a.m. It's really weird. So I have this conversation with God and I say, okay, well, what am I supposed to do today? What's my motivation, you know? And I tell myself again. And it's really kind of interesting because I asked Miss Olson over here one day, I said, well, what's the one thing that you would tell someone like me who's trying to start up their nonprofit? And her answer was much like what I'm telling you right now, which was, ask yourself, what have you done for a service member today? Same thing. So that is my motivation. 4:04 a.m. I'm asking myself, what can I do for a woman with PTSD today? And I challenge you guys to find out what is your drive, what is your motivation. So after I had this little incident with my ex-husband, and I found my drive, the next step was to get dressed. Now, getting dressed doesn't necessarily mean putting on all your pink camo and that sort of thing. But getting dressed means that you kind of have this synthetic happiness, we'll call it. Synthetic happiness. I was looking at a TED Talk. If you guys are familiar with TED Talks, there was a gentleman who was talking about synthetic happiness. It's actually very possible to do. I think in the military we call it false motivation. You know, when you're waking up at like 5:30 in the morning to go run in the snow and do sit-ups and push-ups like we're really calling cadence because we're happy. No, we're not. We're doing it because we have false motivation, right? So false motivation or synthetic happiness. So there's actually a study done where people were given a class. They had like a free coupon to take a photography class. And in that photography class, they learned everything there was to know about how to make this beautiful work of art with photography. At the end of the course, they were given 2 of the pictures that they made. They were shown